Hello everybody, welcome to another day with Elsie. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, The Password. Thank you everybody for subscribing. Thank you for your comments, for your likes, and even for the private messages that I have got. Very motivating and very encouraging. Today we're going to do something slightly different. This is Deborah.
Hi everyone.
Deborah is one of the people that I have made accountable to, that I'm accountable to, because sometimes you get quite tired and the motivation is not there to sit up here and basically allow yourself to be seen and to be vulnerable and to be placed in another person's hands to judge you in terms of what you have said, the content, and so on and so forth. So I've chosen a few people that I can speak to honestly and be vulnerable to, and she's one of the people that I chose, so that by the second day of the week, if I haven't made a comment, if I haven't spoken to her that I'm uploading another video, she'll be on my case. Elsie, when is the next one coming out? Blah 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 blah. So yeah, she's one of the people that keeps pushing me and keeps encouraging me. So we were speaking a few days ago, and she made a comment which I thought was quite interesting, and as always, before I could say anything, that maybe that's a good topic for us to discuss, she said, oh, why don't we do this, because I think a lot of people struggle with this. And I thought that was quite interesting. So today's topic, we're going to look at validation. And we were having a conversation about a particular situation of somebody leaving their job, but even though that they were not happy, they were convinced that it's time for them to leave, they still did not leave because they needed other people to validate and make their reasons, I suppose, worthy in a way, so that they will not feel that they have made a mistake with their decision. Because a few years ago, 10 years ago or more, I had experience at my place of work where, minding my own business as always, I applied for a job, but this particular person was already working for the employer and applied for the same position as a promotion, but she wasn't offered the job. Me, a new person, got the job, started the job, and she was an absolute nightmare. In the presence of people, colleagues, I was ridiculed, I was belittled, and so on and so forth, but nobody stood up for me. I had conversations with management and every one of my seniors, but because I didn't have the backing of others, there wasn't really anywhere of proving it. Instead, it was seen more as maybe I was being a bit too sensitive. Anyway, as time went on, the same individual made a mistake with another person, which got her in trouble. And it was when she was now removed from my place of work that my so-called colleagues started coming out to me and saying, oh, we're really sorry, the way that she treated you was not nice, rah, 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 rah. Mind you, 3 years has passed. So, and when I was going through it, it was quite hard. At one point, I really desperately wanted to leave, but whenever you speak to people, the first thing they ask you is, yeah, of course you can leave, but it's better for you to have another job before you leave. And then you end up wallowing in your own pain, and you don't understand the effect it has on you. And that is the same with an abusive relationship, because sometimes when we talk about abusive relationship, people think, okay, you need to have a mark on your face, or your teeth must have fallen out, or you have a black eye.
About physical, no.
But it's not just physical. There is subtle kind of abuse. There is emotional abuse, and it's easier for you to treat a scar, a wound that is physical, than it is to treat emotional, because number one, there is stigma that is attached to emotional abuse. You're either seen as you're complaining, or you're too sensitive, or maybe it's in your head. And when you look at all these stigmas that is attached to it, you find it difficult to speak to people. Because the first thing they will ask you is, they haven't seen it, because I don't know if any one of you can truly be honest with yourself if you have ever gone through emotional abuse or anything like that. When you go outside, you don't wear your pain on your face. You don't even carry it with you. You pretend everything is okay, and this is where the masking and faking comes in. And because people don't see that, then when you open up, it's like what you're saying can't be believable.
And also because you think people don't understand what you're going through. You just want them to understand, but they don't really get it. And then you just shut down. You don't really want to open up about it. And what we need to know is you don't need everyone to understand what you're going through or what you are doing. It's about you. Because people will only see your actions, but they're never going to understand the motives behind your actions. So because most of the time we want people to understand our motives, but they can't really do that because it's inside of us. It's not out there. All they can see is your action. And we want them to understand that. And then when they don't understand that, we feel like we're not being valued. We're not being validated enough because we want someone to justify what we're doing, what we're going through. But sometimes at the end of the day, you just have to make a decision because you know the process that you're going through. You know everything that is happening, even if no one gets it, but you do know because you're living it. And then you're the best person to decide what you're going to do about it.
Absolutely. And because I was speaking to you about this, and then I said to you, when I was going through this issue at work, and one of my seniors actually thought it was quite helpful to say to me, "Oh, Elsie, I think maybe you need to go for some counseling and get some confidence." You need to get some confidence. Your confidence seems to have diminished. I think you need to work on that. And obviously, it's either I shake my head and I agree or say something that is going to get me penalized. So I shook my head and said, yes, I'll look into it. But then, you know, as I was saying to you, if I have a knife stuck in my hands and then you're a nurse or a doctor and you're giving me an injection, I'm not going to get the relief that I need until the knife is taken out. The same thing with emotional abuse. The same thing if you're getting some sort of abuse at your place of work or whatever kind of abuse that you're in. You have to either remove yourself from that situation or you have to move away for you to learn the best way to treat that situation.
And the best way to move on.
The best way to move on, because what I've come to realize from my own journey of self-acceptance and self-love is that not all condition can be cured. This thing about confidence, for me today, it might be up there. Tomorrow something might happen and I might feel small. But what I've learned throughout my journey so far is the more I know of myself, the more I accept myself, the more I manage myself better. Because the more I'm aware of who I am and I have accepted myself and I'm quite happy being this lovely person, the more I can manage. So when you're now saying something that I don't quite agree with, I will tell you, I hear you, but I do not quite agree. And we don't have to agree. And it's not every time that I now go to 6, 7 people talking to them about things because I'm looking for somebody to stand with me. I'm quite happy standing on my own. I personally do not believe in having 6, 7, 8, 10 million friends. I believe in investing in 2 people, 2 or 3 people that you can truly trust and be vulnerable with. So even if you make a mistake, you can look them in the eye and say to them, you know, I should have known better, but I have done this A, B, C, D, and now I know better. I will do better. And that way, you're now accountable to them. Because this journey of knowing yourself, it's not an easy journey, but it's one that is very rewarding, very empowering. It's a life-changing decision that we all need to go through. Because it's only when we get to a place where we have discovered who we are with our flaws, because all of us have it. All of us have it. And it's only at that point that can we make the right decisions? Can we choose better?
Yeah.
And I've got people that came to me and they were saying to me, oh, Elsie, where do you get your strength from? Well, I'm a Christian. My foundation is based on my relationship with God. On my relationship with God. It's not based on me going to church, because even inside the church, a lot, or if not all of us, are broken. We're all looking for answers. So my growth came from my relationship with God, not my relationship with the pastors, not my relationship with another member of the church, but my relationship with God, because it's through there that I gave myself the permission to see myself as I am. The good side, the ugly side, the bits that needs to be worked on. You know, just like we need to go to the gym at times, or walk a little bit, or eat better. When it comes to our emotional side as well, we need to take time out and care for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we can only do that if we can sit in that uncomfortableness and just find a way to work through it. What do you think, Greg?
I think like the uncomfortable bit is getting to know yourself, because most of us, we don't like being by ourselves, because you know the thoughts that will be going through your mind, and we don't want to sit there in that quietness, to be still enough to listen to those thoughts and deal with them there and then. Because once you get to know yourself, it doesn't matter what people say about you.
Absolutely.
Because you know who you are.
Absolutely.
And then when they say something, you know, oh, this is not me, you can easily move on from that. And their opinions about you will not shape your life. It will not define you. It will not shape the way you think or the way you see yourself. Because we give